Some big changes and updates have been happening at theme parks all across the world, especially here in the UK where rides have reopened, new attractions are planned, and something iconic has returned to a coaster that we haven't seen in over 20 years. But also in Europe, new rides have been opening and are being built, including one that literally was in the UK last year, and even more around the rest of the world. It's been so busy because all of that and even more has happened this past week in theme parks. Yes, welcome back to the hit news series that has actually been named the #1 theme park news series by nobody. This past week in theme parks, where we take a look at the past week in theme park news. And like I've said, oh boy, it's been a busy one. So be sure to watch till the end and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos just like this one, because I'm going to be doing loads of exciting stuff very, very soon and you don't want to miss it. So yes, subscribe. Thank you. But if we push all of that aside for a second, all of the news I have today is extremely interesting. But in all honesty, we'd be here for an extremely long time if we didn't quick fire through a lot of that news. So today, the return of the quickfire news segments happening. Let's go. And I rise up into the USA, where first of all I need to talk about something that actually happened last week. So technically this is this past 2 weeks in theme parks now. But I did say in the last episode, oh, I've probably missed something huge in the US. And I did, because Quantum Accelerator at Six Flags New England valleyed and got stuck. Got delayed for a year, opened, and then couldn't be bothered after that. Congratulations, Six Flags. But also at Six Flags New England, a roller coaster has broken down. And riders at Six Flags were seen walking down the tracks to escape a stalled ride after being stuck for about an hour. Brother, the fact that they've literally said the riders are trying to escape, not a bloody death trap, is it? I'd only allow that if it was one of these things, because that is a death trap. The family inverted roller coaster, Flying Fox, which has now had its track fully complete and the trains are now on the track. At Kentucky Kingdom, fantastic news for that park. Kings Island, we haven't seen a train on the track of this ride for over 15 years, the Son of Beast. And if you don't know what that coaster is, it's a wooden roller coaster that had a vertical loop on it. Who on earth designed that thing? But someone has managed to spot that the station for that ride has finally been opened up and changed slightly, which might mean that the station will be refurbished and used for a brand new ride in the future. Speaking of replacing old rides with new rides, the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster replacing Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. So maybe that's why they kept the Hollywood name, not Orlando Drift, because Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket used to be there and now the track has continued to be installed on this new roller coaster replacing it, and it has an extremely confusing exit to the station. I mean, I can't count on my hands how many masterpieces Intamin have made, so I'm sure this will be yet another one. Whilst we're in Florida, over at Walt Disney World, Big Thunder Mountain at the Magic Kingdom is very close to reopening very soon, with a supposed brand new finale and brand new scenes. And over at Hollywood Studios, they have been progressing well on the Muppets roller coaster, replacing Rock and Roller Coaster, having now painted that bright red guitar on the entrance to a multicolored rainbow guitar. And I mean, I have to see it with my own eyes, of course, but I don't think it looks that bad. But I'm sure that ride will be a lot of fun nonetheless. And as I slowly walk my way over to Asia, we're going to stop in the middle, because I went on the internet and I found this. Wow, look guys, new roller coaster unveiled by Carowinds. Absolutely incredible. Just top-notch engineering. Definitely doesn't look like it's going to fly off the tracks every time it goes around a corner. This epic-looking ride also exists in France that weirdly has London Underground theming on it, and it looks like the weirdest, most jank, but actually quite fun roller coaster. And then, what were they thinking was going to happen? Damn, does that clip mean I'm going to have to start a This Past Week in Water Parks? But as we move over to Asia, technically the first story is a little bit about America, going back to Kentucky Kingdom, where T3 used to be their Vekoma SLC. And that now lives on over in Wonderla, Bangalore in India, and it's now bright pink and blue with a bright yellow train. Hopefully it's not bashing out the brains of everyone that goes on that over there. It could be worse. It could look like this roller coaster on your screen right now that has actually just gone vertical over in Vietnam, and for some reason it has some sort of roof over the lift hill. What is that, man? Looks like something you make out of like Connects or something. That'll be interesting to see. As is the fact that All Speeds over in China, if you remember this Taron clone that came about and actually ended up closing and potentially being removed, that has now officially reopened. I'm not too sure what went on to make them change their mind, but as of the day you're seeing this, All Speeds has reopened and you can now ride Taron in China. A big story has come out of Tokyo Disney, specifically for their brand new Space Mountain roller coaster, which of course is supposed to be a much more modern version of the Space Mountain coasters you see at other Disney parks, because if they built them nowadays, I'd be very worried, because coaster tech has gone so much further than them right now. But someone managed to capture an image of one of the cars of the trains sat on the track, and it appears to have a similar sort of mechanism underneath that an Intamin multi-dimension or sort of, I don't know, drift coaster has for rotation within those cars. So we could definitely see this new Space Mountain coaster have some sort of rotation to it, whether it be going backwards through certain sections or whether it just spins the whole time. Either of those would be epic. Wrong park, that's Universal in Florida. But if we walk over from Asia back to Europe, where first off, Efteling have just opened their brand new family drop towers, Hogmut themed to Baron 1898. And I do love when a park themes a smaller flat ride in the area to the bigger coaster, much like what Walibi Rhone Alps have done with their brand new attraction, Repar to Car. I probably butchered that pronunciation as well. But there's tons of theming and the ride itself looks very, very fun. And that has just opened as their new ride for 2026. Energylandia over in Poland seem to be preparing for their brand new ride, which appears to be a roller coaster of some sort with footers now being in the ground. And some people are thinking it could be a B&M, which if that's the case, I can already feel the vibrations from here. Grona in Sweden have also just opened a brand new ride themed to a spider, and you sit on these arms and they bounce up and down, similar to the one at Walibi Rhone Alps that just opened, but in rows of 3, and yeah, you just sort of bounce around this spider. So technically you're a jumping spider. No one tell the Swedish government that they've got jumping spiders at that site, because, well, we know how that ends. And another new ride is preparing to open. God, there's so many new rides everywhere. Over at a park in France, where this coaster is being built. Does it look familiar to you? The colours might not look overly familiar, but the layout might do. That is actually Speed from Oakwood that used to be located in Wales here in the UK. It's so weird seeing it going up again. Not that I remember at all it being built last time. But having ridden that coaster in the UK and now it's been moved over to France, I'm really happy that it's got a new life over there. And I really do quite like the bright blue and black colour scheme. I think it looks really nice. I just hope they look after it a bit better than Oakwood did. And hopefully that park doesn't close down like Oakwood did. So that segues me on nicely to the UK. If I click the button, we'll transport there right now. Where I want to start our updates off at Thorpe Park. Launchpad is also coming along very nicely. They've now put all of that tarmac down and put the different colours in with more food and beverage stands. And you know, that was exactly what Thorpe Park needed. Yet another place to sit and chill. Maybe that means somewhere else that you can already sit and chill in is going to be removed for a new ride. But whilst we're talking about Launchpad, why don't we launch off on Stealth? Oh wait, we can't, because Stealth is of course broken, and it seems like the whole reason it is closed is because they're replacing that launch cable, which is weird because again, why is it so early in the year? Maybe they were getting it done before the busier periods come in, and at the same time it did actually open for a few hours the other day before then eventually going up on their app as closed until the 1st of May. So yeah, I don't really know why they opened it for a couple of hours and then thought, no, it's not ready till May, but at least at the time of recording this, it is back open. I hope. I don't want to report on it dying again next week, please. I can't deal with it, no. Someone has also managed to spot Pleasurewood Hills' brand new spinning roller coaster that now appears to be on site at the park. They've of course put in this huge planning permission thing and they're going to build 4 different rides. I'm pretty sure the other ones are already there, but this spinning coaster will be going up and it looks to just be a generic Wild Mouse, but that's okay because it's an extra ride at that park. Another UK park that's getting a brand new ride is Blackpool Pleasure Beach Resort, and if I just grab this out of the portal to my right, yeah, I've got a piece of paper. As you can see, Blackpool Pleasure Beach have sent for the Aviktas opening, and I will be there. So yeah, thank you for the very cool printed card, Blackpool. I appreciate it. And that opening is coming up in the next couple of weeks. But what we can talk about now is the huge updates that have been happening over at Alton Towers, because it's been an ongoing thing so far at the start of this year of what rides are closed for maintenance, when will they reopen, all these tiny little updates, opening times, that sort of stuff. Been covering it all here on Tupperwitterper, because first of all, the Monorail was scheduled to open towards the end of April, and that now has officially opened, actually opening a day earlier than planned, which is great. So now we won't have to dread the walk to the park's entrance every single morning. We also have Runaway Mine Train that has officially been announced to open on the 2nd of May, actually opening a day earlier than planned. That's really good to see as well, that Mine Train is going to be back open for the busy period coming up. The worst time of year, school trip season. And they have redone that entire queue line with brand new fencing and everything. We might even see some new theming in that queue, I'm not too sure. As we've seen the renovation to the Congo River Rapids sign before that reopens in May as well. And yeah, they've been testing that and there's sort of been updating certain features of it, including that sign, like I said. And hopefully we might even see some more theming work around the ride. I highly doubt it, but if at one point they can get rid of or update the tunnel, just the concrete tunnel on that, please, then do it on Galactica as well, because that concrete tunnel's bad too. But I'll keep you updated on when that officially opens. They've also just announced that throughout the entire May half term, they are going to be opening until 8 p.m. every single day. Hurrah! We've gone so long saying about the opening hours, how the busy times it should be open through till like 7 or 8. And they've finally listened. Beautiful time to be alive. But the fact we're celebrating that really shows how bad our opening hours are normally. But also, Alton Towers have put in some planning permission for a brand new walkthrough attraction. Now you might be thinking, what is that? Are we getting Black Mirror Labyrinth at Alton Towers? I bloody hope not. But the planning application doesn't exactly state an exact area, but it does talk about a proposed walkthrough attraction building. And a shout out to Towers Times. They've noticed that the fee paid at the bottom is very similar to the fee that was paid for Compound and also Edge of the Forest, the two scare mazes that opened the previous 2 years prior for those Scarefest events. And if you look at the timings of when they originally submitted the planning applications for those two scare maze buildings, it was around this time of year that they did submit that. So could this be for a brand new scare maze for Scarefest this year, or might we actually see a brand new walkthrough attraction? Who knows? I mean, also, who knows where the hell this is going to go? Because it seems like there's no removal needed for this planning application to take place. So it's got to be in some sort of flat area. And I have no idea where that could be. Because you've got the area underneath Rita's sort of turnaround section. There's probably an area up by Katanga Canyon or Mutiny Bay somewhere. Or even X Sector with where Enterprise and Submission used to be. They've moved the sort of food vans from there over to near Dark Forest. So it could be there. It could be in the corner near David Walliams. There's so many options. And I'll keep you updated on that one. But speaking of X Sector, something has happened within that area that has caught everyone off guard because no one saw this coming. To Oblivion, their vertical drop roller coaster. Actually, it's not vertical, it's 87.5 degrees. Now, when the ride first opened, it had that famous tagline of Oblivion, don't look down. And as much as that is still around today, when it first opened, at the top of the drop, it would hold you there, and all you would hear is, don't look down. And you'd come catapulting down towards the ground. A very cool sound effect to sort of hype up that drop and make you even more scared, until Towers lost a court case with locals saying that it was too loud and they had to take it off. But over 20 years later, since they got rid of that sound effect, on some completely random day in the past week, Alton Towers have decided to finally put back that sound effect onto Oblivion. Give it a listen. I mean, it's not the easiest sound effect to hear when you're not actually on it. So this was such a random addition. Like, I'm very surprised they did this, because the last time they actually played that sound effect on ride was in 2004, and I wasn't even alive. So I'll definitely be attending the park very soon to go and hear that for myself, and go and check out the other updates as well for myself. So if you want to see a future Alton Towers vlog coming soon, then be sure you subscribe so you don't miss that, and leave a comment below on what your favourite story this week was. And I hope I didn't forget any this week either, because I'm afraid to say next week, I'm gone.